Hey guys, welcome to Tech Time with Mr. Nguyen. Today we're going to be learning about scratch movements. Let's take a look at our learning goals for today. First, what you're going to do is you are going to learn how to move the sprite up, down, left, right using the 10 steps block. And then you're going to be able to move the sprite up, down, left, right using change X and change Y. Okay? And last but not least, you're going to be able to explain differences between move 10 steps and change X and Y. Okay, so let's go to Scratch. So here we are in Scratch. I have my cat right here, and typically how you want to move a sprite is you're going to go to the blue motion block right here, and then you're going to drag and drop, move 10 steps. Now, we're not going to use any events block because we'll get into that in another lesson. But in order to move 10 steps, I just double click on this block to see what happens. Every time I double click, the cat moves to the right. Well, the move 10 steps block basically moves the sprite in the direction that the sprite is facing. So right now, the cat is facing to the right. So he's going to move to the right, okay? But that's the problem. The problem is that how do I get the cat to move up, down, and also left, all right? So the strategy behind that is in order for the cat to move up, down, or left, the cat has to look in that direction, all right? And the way to do that is we got to go to the blue motion block again, and right here, the point in direction, 90. You're going to drag and drop it and put it on top of the move 10 steps block. The reason why we're telling it to point in direction before we move 10 steps is because we want the cat to look in that direction before moving in that direction. So what does this number 90 mean? Well, if you click on the 90, you notice how there's a little arrow right here, and then you can drag it around the circle. It basically points in the direction that you want it to go in. So if I want the cat to move up, I move the arrow. So that way it's all the way up, and you can see it changes the number to 0. So the direction for up is 0 degrees. All right. So let's give it a try. Double click. Oh, there you go. My cat is moving up, but he's also looking up. Okay, and drag the cat back there. So based on this code format, how are we going to get the cat to move to the left and down? I'm going to let you guys think about it for a second here. Well, if you said that we're going to change the point in direction, you are absolutely correct. So click on it. We're going to move this arrow right here. And this point in direction to the left is going to be minus 90 degrees, okay? So let's double click on here. Double click, double click, double click. Every time I click, the cat's gonna move to the left, okay? Well, so here's the problem right now is that we have the cat moving to the left, but he's upside down. So this is a little glitch. In order to fix that, we're going to go to the blue motion block, and we're all the way towards the bottom. There's a block called set rotation style left right, and we don't have to attach this to this block. We're only going to set it once, but basically set rotation style, this block makes it so that you can tell the computer that the sprite is only going to either move left right or don't rotate at all, or you can rotate it all around, okay? So in this case, we're only moving it left, right. So double click on him or the block, and then the cat's gonna turn right side up. All right, now we can delete this block right here. Okay. So let's try to make it move down. So I'm gonna click on the point in direction block, move the arrow to down, and there you have it. Double click, the cat is moving down, but he's not looking down anymore because we set the rotation style left, right. Okay? All right, so I'm going to delete this block right here. And we're going to learn about another way to move the cat. So that other way is called x and y coordinates. Okay. And now, what are x and y coordinates? Well, x and y coordinates are basically numbers or coordinates or a system to keep track of where your sprite is on the screen. So, for example, if I were to ask you to describe the cat in this location right now, how would you describe it? You probably say that the cat is on the top left corner of the stage, right? But what about if I move the cat slightly over here? I mean, those are definitely two different places, but they're kind of like in the same area. So I want you guys to take a look at this right here. It says X and Y right here. Okay, these are numbers that represents where the sprite is on the stage. So if I move it, these numbers change. See? If I move it to the right, X gets bigger, Y remains the same, or almost the same, if I'm moving it perfectly. And if I move it to the left, X gets smaller, turning into a minus or negative number. So if I move it down, Y gets smaller, going all the way down to a minus or negative number. If I move it all the way up, the number gets bigger. So anyways, the x and y coordinates basically keeps track of where the sprite is on the stage. And you don't have to know where it is. Like, for example, if you wanted to move it right here somewhere, I mean, obviously I can't tell what the x and y coordinates for this is. I just move the cat there, and then there you go. I have the x and y coordinates for it. All right? But the cool thing about this is that you can add a background. So you click on backdrop right here. And then if you scroll all the way down, there's an x and y grid right here. And this kind of gives you an idea of what the x and y is. So as you can see over here, this orange line right here, this is the x. The minimum number for the x, or the smallest number for the x, is negative 240 or minus 240. And the maximum number for the x is 240. The maximum number for y is 180, and the minimum number for the y is negative 180. So as you can see here, you can kind of get an idea of where things are, and a general estimate of where things are on the screen when you're moving the cat around. All right, but as you can also see in the middle dot right here, the x is 0 and y is 0. That means that if you want something to be in the center of the screen, the x should be 0 and the y should be 0. So let's say I have a cat right here and I want to move the cat with code to the center of the screen. I can go to the blue motion block and I can drag and drop the go to XY block. It's right here. Okay, so I can change these numbers into 0 for the x, 0 for the y, and I double click on it and boom, there it is. The cat goes back into the middle. Okay, I'm going to delete the go to XY. Now that we have the cat in the middle, we can tell it to move by using change x and change y. All right, so here's the change x block. So change x is going to be moving the cat either left or right only. We're not moving the cat up and down with the change x because remember, x to the side, y to the sky. So x is left, right, y is up, down. Okay? So let's see what happens when I do change x by 10. Double click. And change x by 10 is going to move it to the right. And then change x, the opposite of 10, is going to be minus or negative 10. Change x by negative 10, if I double click on that, it's going to move it to the left. Okay. What do you guys notice so far about how the cat is moving left and right? comparing to the move 10 steps block? Well, if you answer that the cat is not looking to the left when he's moving to the left, you're absolutely correct. Okay. Change X and change Y does not require the sprite to look in the direction that is facing. So basically, the cat could be like Michael Jackson and do a moonwalk backwards without looking while moving backwards, or in this case, to the left. All right? So that's pretty cool. This is really, really cool when you want the sprite to move in a specific direction, either left or right only. It's really convenient for us to use this block, okay? So let's try change Y. So I'm going to delete change X there, and then we have change Y. Let's double click on change Y. As you can see, when I have change Y, the cat moves up. And when I have change Y by -10, the cat moves down. You got it. So that's pretty much it. That's how you move the cat using either a move 10 steps block or a change X and change Y blocks. Now remember, you can get the sprite to move 10 steps by getting it to face in a certain direction versus moving the sprites by using the change X and change Y blocks without facing that direction. I hope that explains the difference between the move 10 steps block and the change X and change Y block. That's it for today on Tech Time with Mr. Nguyen. I hope to see you guys next time. See you later.